Ah, hey, I'll say it. Aloha, this is Jeeves here, your old composer. I can't even talk, your old composer decomposing your favorite songs. And I decided I was going to do one more. I slept like crap last night. You guys ever have those nights? I'm sure you do, come on. And just out of nowhere, just things in the head start cooking. In my case, I had a melody in my head. Have you ever had that, like, sleep anxiety over a melody that you've played a song so many times that it just goes through your head? Well, needless to say, I rolled out of bed, made my coffee, right into yesterday's shirt. Come on, you guys, you know you do that when you can. If you don't have, like, your significant other going, dude, wash that stuff, pilau, all right. Anyhow, I decided to roll up, and I'm going to do one more here for Friday. Maybe this will get us all through the weekend with a little Stoned Jesus. I got a lot of requests for this to finish off my stoner rock metal week, of which I'm going to do now once a month, a full week like this. I've loved this journey. This song is I'm the Mountain. It is long, so I'm going to try to stop minimally, do my talking at the end so we can just chill and enjoy. And like usual, I want to thank you guys for your support. You guys know these videos don't monetize my channel, so if you want to buy me a cup of coffee, man, that's so cool. Thank you so much. I just keep going, man. I'm the caffeine pumped Energizer bunny. And so that link will be down below. Or maybe if you want something for your money, you can check out my Patreon and stuff. And there's a lot of stuff that I do on Patreon that stays on Patreon. Lyrical breakdowns of Tool and the System of a Down, all kinds of great stuff. So, you know, maybe if you want a little something for your money, go check that out. All the links are down below. All right, guys, here we go. I'm not going to say a thing. I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm not going to say a thing until the end of this, okay? Because I just want to get in and chill. Yesterday I did a track and I totally spaced that I was doing a reaction because I was getting so into it. So let's get into this. Let's do this. I Am the Mountain by Stoned Jesus. All right.
Days go by, but I don't seem to notice them. Just a roundabout of turns. All these nights I lie awake on my own. My pale fire hardly burns. Never fell in love with the one who loves me, but with ones who love me not. Are we doomed to live in grief and misery? Is it everything we got? greatest store is now for sale. I'm the seaside, I'm the waves, I'm the one that makes you crave. I'm the valley, I'm the hills. Look at me, I'm standing still. I'm the mountain, I'm the plain. Tell me now, am I insane? I'm the spirit, I'm the source, I'm the root, I am the dust. I'm the road, long and hard, running out of my heart. I'm the mountain, climb me up, and we never gonna stop.
All right, I'm sorry, I gotta stop. You know, first of all, this sounds like one of the, out of the journey that I've taken this week and the bands that I've covered for Stoner Rock Week. This sounds like the most polished of the recordings, and I'm talking about this as an engineering aspect. You know, the purposeful uses of the digital, of the delays and the reverbs and stuff. That opening 2.5 or 3 minutes of just the acoustic guitar. You know, super clean recording, you know, super tight engineering and stuff, and really gave, I didn't quite know where I was going to go, which was a great surprise about listening to a track for the first time. And then as the track builds through and starts to pull up in the energy a little bit after that acoustic guitar opening kind of fades, and you get into the next performance or passage, if you would, because this is like a series of passages. It seems more like to me, you know, than any kind of like breakdown of like, well, here's a song that's written with a chorus, verse, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's just a constant body of work. And I don't want to break it up too much with my talking, so I want to get back to this. But one of the things that I want to get through that I've been feeling so powerful about, and even though I'm a composer and I mostly work on keyboards and guitar, and then I have to play bass when I have to, but man, the bass playing on this is fantastic, and the bass tone. And you can feel when he's digging into his notes and stuff, and you can hear that distortion kick in. And then when he's going through this, you know, the lighter stuff, now I don't know if he's got a stomp pedal, if he's kicking in that distortion, or if it's the head distortion by, you know, when he really pounds down, or if he's rolling off the volume on his bass. But then the softer stuff that he plays has a very warm, rich tone, but when he digs in really hard. I love also the chords that are being, I love the chords that are being played through this last passage we heard. That last chord that kind of blooms, and kind of, it's a major chord, it kind of blooms, it takes you out of that, kind of that pattern of like winding down, then bloom and stuff. The guy's got a great voice too. Anyhow, I'm going to shut up, but I had to just bring that in there, and I love also that they give us time, they give me time to sink into their patterns. It doesn't have to be, it's not about a riff, it's about a pattern that they're playing, and they change up a little bit of the arrangements as it moves on, but I love that they give you about, 30, 40 seconds of the same pattern to get into it. And this is what I'm loving about this journey, and with stoner rock as well as This track with Stone Jesus is absolutely mental. All right, let me go back a little bit. Let's see if I can't shut up for the rest of the song.
Light me up, and we never gonna stop. Oh! man. He's stoned with doubts, mistakes, his selfishness and rage, but doing all the best he can. I'm not so blind to see that this young man is me.
You know, I am so blown away by the progression and the changes of everything that just happened in, what, 16 minutes. And there's so many things that I wish I could break down on this, but some of it gets a little mundane, like if I start repeating myself on certain things, like the power of the bass. I love the bass. How also there was a turnaround at the very beginning where he had like a phase shifter and he was working with that as it was just this turnaround into another passage that was growing. I just realized that I'm looking over and there's 3 pieces here. So that means that one of these guys are the lead singer as well as a musician on this. Now, obviously, like I said, this one's a little more polished than the last 5 that I just did here on Stoner Week. These bands, like, you know, you can go back and look. I can't remember right now. I'm a little tired. But this is one of the more polished tracks that I heard out of this run. The EQing on the kicks, the kick on this was wonderful. The whole drum kit. Musicianship and performance abilities is, I don't even have to measure that at all because it was just absolutely perfectly executed. What I will say is what I really enjoyed was the tonal changes of the guitars, you know, going in and out of clean sounds, delays, and then this last 4 minutes of getting us into the heavier part. I feel like they now you guys help me with this because I don't know, like it stepped from stoner rock to a stoner metal vibe because it got really heavy and really chunky. And even though the other stuff that I did this week, there's some heaviness and chunky, but this one seemed to have maybe lifted it. I don't know. This is kind of what I'm feeling like because I realize that there's stoner rock and stoner metal. And so as I'm learning in this journey, because you guys are helping me with this, I'm going, oh, okay, I get this. I kind of see what's happening. If they took us through this killer journey of this acoustic opening right into their songs, into multiple passages, then lit it up into that section and just let us completely melt, full-on face melt session for that 3.5 minutes. Then they get back into the acoustic, that clean sound, and it kind of reminded me a little bit of Yes, the song from Yes called Changes. There's a little turnaround where there's that kind of super clean, crispy guitar that does a nice kind of an arpeggiation with wide voicings. And so it kind of reminded me a little bit like that. But I love the dynamics and the production and the composition as a body of work that they did on this. And this is, for me, the most perfect way to end. Like, I'm such in a great mood right now. And all I've had is just a cup of coffee, okay? So anyhow, this was great. Stoned Jesus. At first I was like, you know, I don't know. You know, sometimes you think about, you know, appropriate names and stuff on my channel. Sometimes you think about, oh, am I going to get any weird vibes because of that? But the only vibe that I'm getting right now is I'm totally pumped you guys suggested them to me. So thank you so much for hanging out this week. Thank you so much for suggesting Stone Jesus. I'm the Mountain. And I notice here on Spotify there's another version of that. So hope I did the right one, because you guys sometimes, you know, I do that. I'll listen to one. Oh, it's the wrong version, or it's the edited version, or it's the cut down version. So I think I'm hoping I hit the right one here. All right, guys, listen, thank you so much. Have a killer weekend. I'll see you next week. I promise I'll be getting a lot more sleep. I should, I hope. I don't know, maybe I got, well, the couple melodies in here are already going to stick in my head for a while, but it's early enough in the morning where I can rinse and go paddle out and just, there's no waves right now, but maybe just go for a swim or something. Anyhow, you guys take care. Have a killer weekend. Aloha.